In the space of 4 days this month, 2 members of TWICE ended their contracts with the company that created them. Both of them said, in the same breath, that they are staying in TWICE. That sentence should not make sense. For most of K-pop's history, the agency and the group were the same thing. You left one, you left both. What is happening to TWICE right now is a test of whether those two things can finally be separated. And there is a way to measure whether anyone believes it. The day after the second departure, JYP Entertainment's share price fell 11.2% to a 52-week low. So this episode is really one question. When a member signs with an agency, what is actually being bought? Let us start with what is confirmed, because the rest of this story is a minefield of things that are merely reported. On the 10th of August, Jeongyeon announced she would not renew with JYP Entertainment after 11 years. She has signed an exclusive contract with VARO Entertainment. She is the first member to leave. On the 13th, Chaeyoung announced her own departure in a handwritten letter posted to fans. She is going independent, reported as operating under her own banner rather than joining another agency. Both women said the same thing. They continue as members of TWICE. Neither described leaving the group. Both described leaving the company. That is the whole story in miniature, and it is worth sitting with before we go anywhere near the rumors. 2 departures, 0 resignations from the group. Now the part that requires discipline. 3 more members have been linked to departures, and none of it is confirmed. In July, News One reported that Chaeyoung had decided not to renew. That is a report from one outlet. It is not an announcement, and Chaeyoung has not made one. Jeongyeon and Dahyun have both appeared in reporting about members exploring options outside JYP. Again, reporting. Speculation about Dahyun in particular has been described as mixed, which is a polite way of saying nobody outside the room knows. JYP's own position has not moved. The company says contract discussions are ongoing and that no final decisions have been made. That is a real statement from the company, and it is worth taking at face value rather than reading tea leaves in it. So the ledger is 2 confirmed exits, 3 reported, 4 members about whom nothing has been said at all: Nayeon, Momo, Sana, and Mina. If you have seen a graphic online showing all 9 members color-coded by their future, someone made that up. Let me go through all 9, because the difference between them is the point, and I am going to say what kind of information each one is as I go. Jeongyeon, confirmed. 11 years with JYP, did not renew. Signed with VARO Entertainment on the 10th. The first member out, and she said she stays in TWICE. Chaeyoung, confirmed. Announced on the 13th in a handwritten letter, going independent rather than to another agency, running her own operation. She also said she stays in TWICE. Tizu, reported, not confirmed. News One reported in July that she had decided not to renew. She has made no announcement. Everything past that sentence is invention. Jihyo, reported, not confirmed. She has appeared in reporting about members exploring options outside JYP. She is also the group's leader, which is why every rumor about her travels further than the evidence behind it. Dahyun, reported, and the reporting itself is mixed, which is the weakest category of all. Some outlets place her among likely departures, others do not. That is not information yet. Nayeon, nothing announced. She has the most established solo catalog of the 9, which makes her a subject of speculation, and speculation is all it is. Momo, nothing announced. Sana, nothing announced. Mina, nothing announced. So 2 confirmations, 3 reports of varying quality, and 4 members about whom the public record is silent. If you have seen a chart that assigns all 9 of them a destiny, you have seen someone's guesswork with a nice font on it. Why is all of this happening at once? Because of how Korean idol contracts are built. The standard exclusive contract runs 7 years. That length is not an accident. It comes out of Fair Trade Commission guidance introduced after a series of disputes about contracts that ran far longer. 7 years became the norm, and the industry organized itself around it. Twice debuted in 2015. That means they have already been through this once, around 2022, when all 9 renewed together. This is their second renewal, in their 12th year, and second renewals are rare enough that there is not much of a playbook. The first renewal is a question about whether the group works. The second is a question about whether the group still works for each individual in it, at a point where several of them could sustain a career alone. That is the first half of this story. Who left, who has not, and what a 7-year contract actually is. Before the second half, where we get into what the market did with all of it, one quick thing. Enjoying this? A like genuinely helps, and subscribing with notifications on means you never miss the biggest stories in the industry. Now, let us get back to it. Right, the money. And this is where the story gets unusually concrete. JYP Entertainment closed at 40,850 won on the 13th of August, down 11.2% in a single session, a 52-week closing low. At the start of this year, the stock traded in the 70,000 won range. Brokerages moved immediately. IM Securities cut its target price from 80,000 won to 60,000, a 25% reduction, with the analyst noting that Twice has entered its contract renewal season and that news of individual contract changes is emerging. Reporting also notes a second pressure, entirely unrelated to Twice. Stray Kids members are expected to enlist for military service in sequence, which affects that group's activity for years. 2 of JYP's biggest acts, 2 different clocks, same balance sheet. And there's a detail that is almost too neat. The founder, Park Jeongyeon, had publicly called the stock a buy shortly before the drop. Reporting described the timing bluntly. I am not going to dress that up. Here is the part I actually want you to take away. The members said they are staying in the group. The market fell anyway. Those 2 facts are not in contradiction. They are a disagreement about what an agency contract is for. If you think an agency contract buys a person's performances, then 2 members leaving the label while staying in the group changes almost nothing, and the sell-off is an overreaction. But an agency contract does not buy performances. It buys coordination. It buys the right to schedule 9 people simultaneously, to book a tour 18 months out, to commit them to an album cycle, to sign a brand deal that requires all of them in the same room on the same day every month. Every member who leaves the label keeps her ability to appear. What she takes with her is her calendar. And a group's output is not the sum of 9 people's talent. It is the intersection of 9 people's availability. That is what fell 11%, not the belief that Twice is over. The belief that Twice gets harder to schedule. The comparison everyone reaches for is BLACKPINK, and the Korea Herald has put that question in print, so it is fair to discuss. BLACKPINK's members signed individual deals elsewhere for solo work while keeping group activity with YG. The group did not end. It did, however, become something that happens periodically rather than continuously. If Twice is heading toward that model, the honest description is not a breakup. It is a change of frequency. Fewer full group cycles, more individual work, and reunions that are events rather than routine. Whether that is good or bad depends entirely on what you wanted from the group. If you wanted the 9 of them constantly, it is a loss. If you wanted these women to have careers that outlast a 7-year contract, it might be the opposite. So what should you actually watch from here? 3 things, in order of how much they tell you. First, whether any member announces she is leaving the group as opposed to the label. So far, not one has. That is the line that is held, and it is the only one that matters for whether Twice continues. Second, whether a full group activity gets scheduled after the renewals settle. An announced tour or album with all 9 names on it would answer the coordination question in a way that no statement can. Third, JYP's next earnings guidance, because that is where the company has to put a number on what it actually expects. Statements are free. Guidance is not. And one thing not to watch, the rumor graphics. 3 members have been linked to exits by reporting alone, and 4 have said nothing whatsoever. Treating those as equivalent is how a fandom talks itself into a crisis that has not happened. 12 years in, TWICE is doing something the industry has not really seen at this scale. Testing whether a group can survive its members outgrowing the company that assembled it. 2 have left the label. 9 are still in the group. The market has priced its doubt, and the members have stated their intention. And only one of those 2 things is a fact about the future. Everything in this episode is attributed to company statements, published reporting, and market data. Sources are in the description, and where something is a report rather than a confirmation, I have said so. I am Mochi Melon.